Hey guys, it's me, Garcia, and I have a book review of This Girl by Colleen Hoover. This is the last and final book in the Slam trilogy, and some people don't really consider this the last book because it is Will telling his point of view from Slam with parts from their honeymoon, but I loved this book. I didn't think I was going to because it's mostly just Will retelling his part of Slammed. Slammed is my favorite book in the series of all, just because it's amazing. I actually read two Colleen Hoover books this month. I read This Girl and Ugly Love, and I cried this morning because I saw what my dog did to my book of Ugly Love. She thought it was a toy, and there's scratch marks, and but the book in general is fine, just the cover. And I was gonna get this signed at BEA, but not BEA BookCon, but now I can't. I'm probably gonna get Slammed and Confess signed, because Confess is her newest book. Anyway, This Girl is the final book in the series, and I loved it because we got to hear the thing, when Lagan was going through all the stuff, finding out Will was her teacher, and all the stuff. Will had all this, from the first time he saw her, it was just so amazing to see all the things that we never really heard because it was in Lakin's point of view, and I love Lake as a character and I love Will as a character, and hearing from both point of views is really good because we get to get in the character's head, and hearing from the honeymoon point of views were very cute. This is actually one of my favorite lines that I highlighted. It says, "Now I want to know about our date." This is from chapter 4. She puts her hands behind her head and relaxes, waiting for me to spill it. I lie back on my pillow, think back to that day, the day that I fell for my wife. I thought that was just so sweet. And so you see, from when they first meet, and when Vaughn broke up with Will. Oh my god, that was so heartbreaking. And this one's a good quote too, and it says, "It took every romantic poem, every book, every song, and every movie I've ever read, heard, or seen, and extracted the breathtaking moments, somehow bottled them up. They would pale in comparison to this moment. This moment is incomparable." I hate reading out loud because I'm very bad at it. I've already got your future. Now I want to know your past. And I think that was what is this one that I highlighted? Because I have a few sticky notes, but then I ran out, so I just started highlighting. I know in these moments when it's just her and me, nothing else, that she truly, soul deep, loves me. Sometimes two people need to fall apart to realize how much they need to fall back together. And I just love it. Colleen Hoover writes these amazing quotable books that I just mostly when I quote every line in her book. And this one was really interesting because we did get to hear from Will's point of view from Slam when he first met her, their first date, which was so cute. He kept the receipt from her chocolate milk on the rocks, and oh my god, it was so funny because Gavin knew the entire time what was going on, and he was dealing with Will this entire time. He was trying to say, well, you're her teacher, you can't do that, and he and Eddie tried to Will up on a date, and he went, and Lakin did not know this, and she was pretty mad, and I would be too. But he just kept thinking of her this entire time, and every time, like, one time he thought, like, maybe we could date in secret, but he never told her this. Like, but he's like, no, I can't do that to her. And she's like, I'll wait for you. I'll wait for you. And he's like, no, I don't want you to. And sometimes I wanted to shake Quill, like, she loves you, but you're pushing her away. And even though what she was going through with her mother was terrible, she loves you. And I just don't understand why you're pushing her away. She obviously loves you. And there was like, oh, and one of my favorite poems in this was when Will performed This Girl, which was about Lake, and he performed another poem about Lake because he did that poem for when she was at the slam, and it was like, you keep your ocean, I'll take the lake, and which is one of my favorite poems that he's ever performed. And so you keep your ocean, I'll take your lake. But he performed this one called This Girl, which makes sense because of the title, and he was talking about this girl, like, holy hell, this girl. And I thought it was so great to see Will, like, falling in love with Lake without actually really admitting it, and it was just so good. I love this book so much. And then, like, when he performs the Lake one, and sees that Javi is like kissing, like, he's so mad at her, and we didn't know this at the time, so it was like, and because he was like attacking her, and so he punches Javi, and Gavin is like, and then they pick up Lake's car, and then they would have let him keep his job, and like, he wasn't really at fault, he was protecting a student, but he's like, no, I'm gonna leave. And then he tells Lake all these things, and then they had like the moment of weakness in the laundry room, and I hate the moment of weakness, and that would just make me so mad. And she was so mad at him, and then when she performs her poem, the schooled one, which I also love, one of my favorite poems, is he's like judging, he's like and Cooper loves me, and I thought it was Cohen loves me, and because they get married, and I loved that they got married, it was so cute. Then at the end, when they come home, and Kirsten and Gavin and Calder and Kel, and like, I think Kel asked like what a honeymoon was, and Gavin like is laughing hysterically, and then like Kirsten's like, you know they're lying, right? It's like when people have sex, and then they do the second suite, and Calder and Kel are like, I think my suite was like we're friendly brothers, and then my stuff was knowing what Blake and Will did on their honeymoon. It was so cute, and Gavin and Eddie are engaged. It's so cute. Oh, before all this, I do remember, like, in Point of Retreat, when they were talking about that, the mother, like, caught them together, and, we finally get to see that scene, and it was so awkward. So awkward. But totally worth it in the end. So they get engaged, Eddie and Gavin. Eddie's pregnant, and then we see the epilogue, which is when Lake is having her daughter, which they named Julia, and I was like breaking down chairs, and then um, I want to read this part, and it's before the epilogue. I can't help think back on these 2 years we've all been through, the heartache we endured to get here, and the tears we all shed in the process. I don't know how 1 minute a person can think his life is nothing more than a barren valley with nothing left to look forward to. Then a blink in an eye, someone can come along and change it with a simple smile. Lake looks at me and catches me smiling at her. She grins and she leans against me, and I wrap my arms around her. "Do you want to know what my sweet is?" I ask her. She nods. I kiss her on the forehead. "You always." The end. And then it's the epilogue, and um, Lake is having her baby, and of course she names it Julia, and Kel gives Will a letter from Julia, and I thought it was so sweet, and it says, "Will, thank you for taking the role father of my little boy. Thank you for loving my daughter as much as I love her. But most of all, thank you in advance for being the best father I could ever hope for a grandchild of mine to have. Because I know without a doubt you will be. Congratulations, Julia." And I just like bawled in tears at this point. And then I started bawling in tears when like had her baby, and then and the part where Will is like, "I will not pass out. I will not pass out. I'm not Gavin. I will not pass out." And this is a good line too. It says, "I wish I could explain how I feel. Nothing can explain this moment. Not a vase of stars, not a book, not a song, not even a poem. Nothing can explain the moment when the woman you love would give your life to you would give your life for sees her daughter for the very first time." So beautiful. And then the final piece is just so beautiful. It's Will's final piece, and I'm not gonna read all of it because it's very long. But I do like this piece, and it says, "She wrapped her tiny fingers around mine. It was then that I realized she was the fusion, the glue, the cement, the balance of all my pieces together. The pieces that seal my puzzle, the piece that completes my life, the element that makes me who I am, who I was, who I'll one day be. You, baby girl, you're my final piece." And that was just like so beautiful. I love this book. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. I hope you guys enjoyed. I will be back to do my last review of today, which is Ugly Love by Colleen Hoover, which is another amazing book by her. I just love her books. So I'll see you guys next time. Happy reading. Bye, guys.